We're back now from Las Vegas.
From Seattle, Guatemala City,
from Wilmington.
I was in space in Texas, from Normandy,
From
France.
Surfside, Florida. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Camila Cabello.
It says Camilla.
Hey, why is my name so hard for him? You and Gwen would make a great team.
What the?
I want the best for him.
You want the worst for me?
Both can be true.
The Voice premieres Monday, September 19th.
I worked really hard to save for retirement, worked all the hours I could, whatever it took. But Ron Johnson thinks we should consider raising the retirement age for Social Security and Medicare. That's a terrible idea. And he voted over and over again to weaken and cut Medicare, driving up our costs. Ron Johnson even wanted to privatize Social Security, calling it a legal Ponzi scheme. Tell Ron Johnson to strengthen Medicare.
Weather Watch 12, weather from where you live. News Watch 12's long summer weekend live from Forest County is brought to you by Crandon International Raceway.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 6. I'm Jessica Jukic. While we had technical difficulties of taking our newscast live from Crandon International Raceway, we're still celebrating all things Forest County, starting with the 53rd Off-Road World Championships. Racers and spectators from around the continent are here enjoying a weekend of racing. Many first-time visitors are out at the raceway soaking in all of the competition. Jack Zizzo is excited to be out today.
I think it would be pretty cool to see, and I want to see who wants to win, and if they win, then good on them.
The weekend is also a host to 7th Red Bull Crandon World Cup, and it's one of the biggest weekends of the year in Crandon. The races run through Sunday of the holiday weekend. It was a nice day throughout the Northwoods, but storms are heading our way. Meteorologist Devin Biggs has the latest. Devin.
Yeah, just issued just a few minutes ago a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for parts of Price County, and this will last until about 6:30 p.m., also including parts of Sawyer County being warned for 1-inch hail. It was just issued before we got on the air here, moving toward the southeast very slowly at just about 15 miles per hour. So I want to zoom in here and get a little bit more of a closer look here. And this is kind of what we're seeing. The cell's really starting to get its act together right now and moving to the south and east very quickly, or not very quickly, I should say. But the big issue, though, is going to be a little bit of the hail that we're going to be watching out for as we do move forward. I'm going to see if I can try to pull up some of the readings here with regards to the hail reading here. And we're seeing a little bit of the way of a little bit of a pop-up with some of the hail within the last little bit, just enough to be warned here. So we're going to keep an eye on this as it does develop and track very slowly to the south and east. So it's not moving very quickly at all. So be prepared for heavy downpours and a little bit of hail with some of these storms that will continue to develop. But your hourly forecast moving forward, though, we're going to be watching for scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up later on tonight. All more coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Wabeno has preserved quite an array of artifacts and buildings based on its logging history. One popular attraction that brings many visitors into town is the Wabeno Public Library. This landmark is one of the first buildings that were built in the town. The library was also one of the few libraries that honored the Dewey Decimal System. In 2019, the library upgraded to Sierra. Cindy Lemmerland, the director of the Wabeno Public Library, says that Sierra is much easier to use than the Dewey Decimal System.
All you have to do is scan a barcode, and patrons can go online and check to see if we have something here. If we don't have it here, they can order it from the other libraries that is in our system.
Cindy says it's important to stay up to date with technology because it will bring more children into the libraries to check out books. The Wabeno Public Library is open Tuesday to Friday. Two bands of indigenous people live in Forest County. We talked about the Sakagan Chippewa at 5 o'clock. Now let's talk about the Forest County Potawatomi. The tribe's ancestors lived on the east coast of North America, but started to migrate to Great Lakes region around 1,000 years ago. After European contact, the Potawatomi were heavily involved in the fur trade in the western Great Lakes. During the 18th and 19th centuries, the Potawatomi were forced by the U.S. government to cede all their land between Wisconsin and Ohio. In 1913, the Forest County Potawatomi community was established with the purchase of reservation land in Forest County. In 1988, the tribe was granted reservation status and were able to make economic gains with the establishment of gaming. We're now taking a step out of history and exploring a new endeavor for the Pottawatomie County right here in Forest County. Newswatch 12's Michael Lodhoch joins me now, and earlier this week visited the state-of-the-art Forest County Pottawatomie Community Center. Michael?
Thanks, Jessica. The center is excited to have nearly a year of successful community building under its belt and is looking to add even more events moving forward.
I love my job.
Mark Daniels Jr. has been with the Forest County Pottawatomie Community Center since it opened nearly 1 year ago. He is happy to give back to his community through his passion for boxing and helping people achieve their physical goals, like patron Marissa Glinsky.
We're just really fortunate to have this place. It's a huge asset to our community. Before this place, there wasn't much to do, and now here we are, and it's life-changing, really.
Not only can residents of the area enjoy it, but also student athletes like Caitlin Nelson.
Every time I'd come home for like Christmas break and summer break, I'd always be here. And I bring my friends all the time, too.
The center has been a success for all ages, including the youngest members of the Forest County community.
The kids have a really good time in child minding. They play with them up there. They do a lot of hands-on activities, and it's just overall really nice for me and my kids.
Folks of all backgrounds are invited to explore the new facilities. 1 year after their grand opening, the center is busy strengthening the sense of community for its members.
I feel like even compared to my gym in Green Bay, that this facility makes me feel more at home, which I think is important for people to know that it's really safe and it's really just a kind community here.
The homey atmosphere is a large part of why employees like Daniels love their job.
It's not often that you get to come into a work area where you love what you do and you're able to do what you love throughout the day.
The next event for folks to check out will be a professional and amateur boxing match hosted on October 8th.
Thank you, Michael. We're celebrating all things Forest County. Coming up after the break, we'll learn about how the Crandon School District is preparing for the school year. That's after Weather with Devin right here on Newswatch 12.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
Here's Mandela Barnes avoiding questions about his unpaid taxes.
He stormed out of an interview after being asked about his unpaid property taxes.
Barnes also paid no income tax, yet Barnes supports Biden's tax increase on working families and an army of new IRS agents to audit middle-class families. Mandela Barnes, higher taxes for you, unpaid taxes for him. Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They want to talk about property taxes.
Hi, Bob Pucci for the Take Kid Hunting Foundation. We're having the Eagle River Gun Show this weekend at the Ice Arena on Highway 70. Admission is $7, 14 under are free. Show hours are Friday from 3 p.m. to 8, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 3.
Featherstone, unmistakably Featherstone, far from ordinary, right at home. You have dreams, make them reality. Featherstone, unmistakably, unmistakably, unmistakably Featherstone.
It's Northwoods Furniture's sizzling summer sale going on now. As the summer heats up, so do our sales. Find red-hot store-wide savings at both locations. We have it all. Beautiful furniture and mattresses to fit everyone's comfort and style. Save on select Sealy mattresses, Lazy Boy, and Flex Steel furniture, and more. Enjoy the summer sun, relaxing on quality Amish-built outdoor furniture, all on sale now. Hurry in for best selections. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress in Eagle River, celebrating 15 years in business.
Ever dream of a charming toy store with unique toys, games, and puzzles? A store that encourages unplugged and active play, discovery, and imagination. It's real, it's Imaginuity. Visit our beautiful new store in Minocqua soon.
When searching for your next truck, you want your truck to last. Get the job done right with a Lenz truck. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, POWERSTROKES, CUMMINS, DURAMAX, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to LenzTruck.com.
Lenz Truck, Lenz Truck. We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
And welcome back. We're watching some strong to severe thunderstorms that are now developing across the viewing area. We can see some of the darker clouds to the north from our camera over in Rhinelander, both from the Mel's Trading Post building and also from our Skycam here at the station, where we are seeing some sunshine still. But it's getting a little goofy out there in a few spots over the storms that are developing. Some have pulsed up, turned severe, weakened a bit, but now the only focus that we are on right now is this warning near parts of Price County and Sawyer counties. And this is a severe thunderstorm warning lasting until about 6:30 p.m., including parts of Price and Sawyer counties again with 1-inch hail or quarter-size hail possible. That is considered severe criteria for hail as it moves to the southeast within its warning cone very slowly at about 15 miles per hour. So we'll show you the hail right now. And there was a lot with it earlier. It really kind of pulsed up. These storms have been pulsing, and we're still seeing this a little bit. It's right behind the 70 icon here, the Route 70 icon on the map as it tracks to the south and east. And there's more pulsing up right behind it. So there's more where this came from, though. So we'll backtrack the map here. You see this storm right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this storm getting warned soon with more of these. I'll be tracking off towards the south and east. So things are starting to get busy around here. So for those enjoying some of those football games, definitely make sure to keep an eye on that. Let's zoom the map out right now and show you what's going on here. All these are tracking to the south and east. We have more warnings up in parts of the UP. Of course, our focus is in parts of Price and Sawyer counties, and further out towards the south and west. The lightning helps us show where the more intense storms are. And we're seeing more of the lightning definitely taking place just to the south and west outside of our viewing area, just to the north and west of the Eau Claire area. But let's zoom things out and give you the big picture. What is causing this? We have a couple of air masses that are fighting it out right now. Along this cold front, we have cool, dry Canadian air to the north and west. We have warm, moist, really kind of unstable air here in Wisconsin. And right now, the storm's going to be kind of our resolution to really help to calm things down very soon. But of course, the temperatures right now, you can see the storm is developing. That's rain-cooled air you're seeing right about in here with temperatures that are in the 70s out there right now, even a few lower 80s. But the dew points definitely supporting some of the fuel that's out there as well, even some 60s out there for the dew points. Just tropical air, so heavy downpours possible. Some areas could see a quick inch before we're all finished up with some of these storms. Winds around the southwest going toward the northeast at about 5, even up to 15 miles per hour. Ashland a little bit higher, close to 20 miles per hour. And a few gusty winds up to 20, even 30 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. Maybe even some higher winds gusts during thunderstorms before all begin to back off. But then by tomorrow, though, maybe a northeasterly breeze at about 15 miles per hour, helping to hold temperatures down. But again, here we are, though. We have this line of storms that's developing now. So between now and later on this evening, we'll watch this tracking from the northwest to the south and east. But then after midnight tonight, things will begin to taper off. And then just in time for the weekend, things will begin to look better. Marginal risk for these storms to turn strong to severe. We're seeing that now. Gusty winds, hail, and of course some heavy downpours before all this begins to back off. Scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight. We'll have lows in the lower 50s with that north breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, mostly sunny, getting breezy and cooler out there with highs in the lower 70s. The northwest breeze at about 20 miles per hour at times. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. A beautiful Labor Day weekend. Temperatures in the lower to middle 70s with a lot of sunshine. We keep it rolling next week. That's completely dry with plenty of sunshine, a few passing clouds, and temperatures warming back up into the 80s. Jessica?
Thank you, Devin. Just a mile down Highway 8 is the Crandon School District. Like other rural schools, they've had some challenges hiring enough staff. In a Wisconsin Rural Schools Alliance survey of 80 rural school districts, and 69% are still looking for at least one teacher. The Crandon School District was searching for a few open positions until just 2 days ago. District Administrator Larry Palabecki says the district is going into the school year with a full staff.
This is always home to me, and there are certainly challenges that go with that. But the nice thing about education is every year you get a chance for a new start and a new beginning, and that's how we're approaching this year.
One teacher that came to the Crandon School District from the Upper Peninsula is Barbara Augustine. Augustine moved to the Crandon area 3 years ago and says it's felt like home ever since.
Oh, I love it. The people are super friendly here, not just at the school, but throughout the whole town. It's just amazing. I love it.
Augustine teaches second grade at the elementary school in Crandon, and she's looking forward to another good year of teaching. School starts for students in Crandon on Tuesday, September 6th. Let's get out of Forest County briefly and take a look at some other community events going on this weekend. The 2022 Ginseng celebrations taking place tomorrow in Marathon. Ginseng is a root that may be linked to health benefits. Different ginseng vendors will be offering samples of ginseng-infused foods, educational pieces, children's activities, entertainment, and so much more. The day of celebration will be in the village of Marathon City tomorrow on 4th Street from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now to Eagle River, there will be a Labor Day Arts and Crafts show on Sunday. This event will feature many area crafters as well as artists from the Northwoods and beyond. Downtown businesses will be placing products for sale on the sidewalks outside their stores for the sidewalk sales. The event will run from 10 to 4 on Sunday. And if that isn't enough, don't forget Sausage Fest in River Park. There will be live music, dancing, raffles, and a variety of locally made sausage and Oktoberfest-style beers. Sausage Fest will run from 11 to 4 on Sunday. Now to Madison, thousands of nurses at University of Wisconsin Health are warning administrators. They plan to picket in less than 2 weeks. The nurses want to be able to unionize. Colton Molesky reports.
We need to have job security and safety at our workplace.
Something that you feel like you don't have now?
No, we do not have it right now.
A group of nurses at UW Health say they are planning a strike from September 13th through September 16th. The goal?
They need to come to the table and recognize our union and let us have a voice in the decisions that are being made.
Mary Jorgensen is a nurse at UW Health and says hundreds of nurses voted for a strike during Wednesday night's meeting. Another UW nurse, Colin Gillis, says the vote follows some nurses voicing concerns about inadequate patient-to-nurse ratios, burnout, and an inability to retain nurses.
And the reason that we are considering this very serious action, which is going on strike, is that we want to protect our patients, and to protect our patients, we need safe staffing.
UW Health sent us a statement calling the move to strike disappointing, later declining an on-camera interview. The statement went on to say, quote, "At this time, the nonpartisan Wisconsin Legislative Council and Legislative Reference Bureau, as well as internal legal counsel and external legal counsel, agree that the health system cannot legally collectively bargain under Wisconsin law." The Attorney General opinion suggested that the union could petition the state for recognition through traditional channels. Going on to say, quote, "They will harm patients knowing that their actions will not gain them an answer to these legal questions."
This is patient safety, front and center.
Brought to you by Lockview Desert Health Center, Eagle River and Waters Meet.
Summer may be ending, but Ashley still has this season's top styles in stock and ready for fast delivery. For a limited time, update your home with no money down and 0% interest for 60 months. Visit your local Ashley store or shop ashley.com today.
Like most people, I bust my butt day in and day out. I earn every dime of my paycheck. It's the Wisconsin way.
But Governor Tony Evers supports paying welfare benefits to people who won't work, even after they turn down job offers.
That's a disgrace.
That's a disgrace.
It's a slap in the face to hardworking people like us.
Tony Evers should know better.
Tony Evers should know better, but he doesn't.
Tony Evers, our failed liberal governor.
Labor Day weekend at Crandon International Raceway is here. 3 huge days and nights of racing and entertainment. It's the biggest and most prestigious off-road race in the world. September 1st through 4th, the 53rd Polaris Crandon World Championships. Get all the information for this incredible weekend of racing and camping at CrandonOffroad.com. See you at the Big House.
Look at this beautiful kitchen transformation we did in Kimberly. Terry and Kelly contacted our kitchen tune-up team to make their kitchen dream come true. We not only elevated the look of their cabinetry, but we also added storage and functionality.
The kitchen tune-up team was excellent. We were amazed at the attention to detail and their communication.
We would highly recommend them. We offer a variety of services to freshen up your space. For amazing results, call Kitchen Tune-Up today.
Visit Lac de Flambeau, experience culture, shopping, treats, and relaxation. Look over the native arts, beadwork, fabrics, native food catering, delicious ice cream and coffee blends, or treat yourself to a manicure. While you are in town, visit the four-season exhibit at the Ojibwe Museum and Culture Center. Experience the outdoors at the Lac de Flambeau campground with access to the beautiful Lac de Flambeau chain of lakes. Contact the Lac de Flambeau Chamber of Commerce and enjoy the hospitality. Come and refresh your spirit.
Summer may be ending, but Ashley still has this season's top styles in stock and ready for fast delivery. For a limited time, update your home with no money down and 0% interest for 60 months. Visit your local Ashley store or shop ashley.com today.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
2 animals in Wisconsin have tested positive for the West Nile virus. So far in 2022, only 2 animals in the state have tested positive for West Nile. A bird from Milwaukee County and a horse from Trempealeau County are the first reported West Nile infections in the state this year. No human cases of the virus have been reported yet this year. The presence of animals with West Nile confirms that there are mosquitoes infected with the disease in the state that can transmit the virus to people and other animals. We'll be back with one final look at your weather, but first, here's this week's Big Old Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
All right, I got another question for you folks. Where do fish sleep? Well, in a riverbed, of course. Okay. I'm going to move on with this week's Big Old Fish. We start off this week with Michelle Matulis. Now, she caught this beautifully marked smallmouth from Lost Lake. And not only is it a beautifully marked fish, but man, is that a big old fish, Michelle. Way to go. And keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Bradley Noara. Now, back when I started doing Big Old Fish a couple of years ago, one of the very first submissions that I received was from Bradley, and it was for a much smaller fish than this. So anyway, he was fishing on Lake Tomahawk using a beetle spin when he caught this beautiful 15-inch largemouth. It also goes on to say that after the photo, the fish was released to fight another day. Well, how cool is that? Way to go, Bradley. That is one big old fish. Keep on reeling them in. And finally, on this week's Big Old Fish, I'm kind of stoked about this one. We received this submission from Lucy the Labrador. Well, actually, we received it from her human. But it goes on to say that Lucy is 11 and a half years old and has been diagnosed with diabetes this past February. Well, between all the love and care she's received, she's now in top form again. And as you can see in the picture, she likes fishing. Now, she's been doing this since she was a puppy, but this is the first year that she's actually been catching fish. And the fish that's pictured there is the first one that she actually caught. Now, obviously, she wants to eat them all, which really wouldn't be all that healthy considering the fins and the bones and all that. So, you know, her humans don't let her eat them. But as dogs do, she forgives her humans because she gets to have a lot of fun catching these fish. Well, I'm a dog lover, so I could not resist this submission. Way to go, Lucy. Keep on catching them. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Northern Taxidermy fish mill is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our communities safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio has designed beautiful and functional kitchens and baths in the Northwoods. When helping plan your dream kitchen or bath with in-home consultation available, they provide 3D drawings of your spaces to bring your visions to life. Owner and designer Sarah has over 25 years of experience, overseen 500 plus projects, and built strong relationships with local contractors providing superior installation. Whether it's a new home or a remodel, Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio in Eagle River looks forward to making your dream kitchen or bath a reality.
When our kids go to school, we want them thinking about this, not worrying about this. But Tim Michaels would allow guns on school grounds and let teens buy AR-15s and red flag laws that help prevent school shootings. He says they won't happen here. It's another reason Tim Michaels' radical agenda is a risk we just can't afford.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda. America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
When I first moved here to Wausau from Madison, downtown was the very first area that I looked at, and I was shocked at the unavailability of housing opportunities that was there.
The mall as it is no longer viable. That has changed. It's changed across the country, and it's our turn to change what we have here into a new vision.
My hope is this is something that the Wausau community comes together to do what they always do, which is unite behind reinvesting in Wausau and making it a great place to live, work, and play.
Alrighty, Jessica, cool view from our Mel's Trading Post sky cam right now, showing some of those clouds that are developing right now, along with some of those storms. Same over with our tower cam just above the station right now. That warning note is up for Price County. That storm is weakening, so the good news is they have canceled the severe thunderstorm warning. The one you're seeing now is outside our neck of the woods, being warned also for absorbed hail. But really throwing the radar into motion. Stuff's really starting to get its act together and track from the northwest, going toward the south and east. So we have to keep an eye on this, though. This may cause a few delays with any football games that have gotten underway already. So just keep an eye to the sky. I don't think I'll have to cancel anything. Just keep an eye to the sky. But a quick look at your next 7 days. Get past today. Everything's perfect. Temperatures go from the 70s tomorrow, the 80s next week. So, Jessica, not too bad.
Yeah, that's some good news for after we get through this.
Good news, yep.
Thank you, Devin. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here at 10.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
Today, we're making one of my favorites, homemade ravioli. And while there are tons of great pre-made options at the market, both refrigerated and frozen, it's hard to find ones that are stuffed with anything other than meat or cheese. But what if I told you that today we're stuffing them with crab? Oh yeah, these are gonna be amazing. First, we'll make a filling by combining some ricotta cheese and cream cheese, some crab meat, and that can be the real thing or imitation,